It is extremely important that your surface be clean and free of loose wood and wood fibers, dirt, grease, mildew, and algae to ensure product adhesion. Failure to clean the surface of dirt and contaminants will cause loss of adhesion, blistering, and peeling. Deck screws, raised nail heads, or loose decking boards should be secured. Remove loose splinters and replace rotting or severely damaged boards. If your deck has a previous coating, scrape to remove peeling paint or stain. Thoroughly clean the surface with Olympic Premium Deck Cleaner and rinse well to remove cleaning product residue and contaminants. Repeat these cleaning steps as many times as necessary to remove all dirt, mildew, grease, and algae. Pressure wash using low to moderate pressure. High pressure may damage the wood surface and cause the product to fail. Allow the wood to dry completely. Use a pole sander with coarse sandpaper to remove any loose wood fibers, and then remove all sanding dust that will interfere with bonding. If you are using Rescue It Light, patch larger than hairline cracks and depressions with an exterior paintable sealant caulk. If you are using Rescue It Moderate, fill wood cracks and depressions deeper than 1/4 inch with an exterior paintable sealant caulk. Try the crack test. If 2/4 fit inside, caulk it. Before application, cover and tape off surrounding areas. Avoid application in direct sunlight or on hot surfaces. There should be no threat of rain for 24 hours. Apply when both daytime and nighttime air and surface temperatures are between 50 degrees Fahrenheit and 90 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. And remember, 2 coats are required. Your surface must be thoroughly clean and dry before applying Rescue It Resurfacer. To ensure your wood surface is dry enough to apply Rescue It, you can test for condensation. Tape an 18 by 5 inch square of clear plastic sheeting on all 4 sides to a single deck board. Avoid placing the square in direct sunlight. If after 16 hours any condensation is found under the plastic, or if the surface is visibly darkened, then the surface is too wet. Cold weather and temperature swings may affect the test, but obvious moisture always indicates a problem. If the plastic is dry, then you're ready to begin applying the first coat of Rescue It. After you have cleaned the wood, it is a good time to stain all vertical surfaces, such as railings and under the deck lattice or trim. You can also apply Rescue It Resurfacer to vertical surfaces, or you can use Maximum Solid Color Stain. Thoroughly stir, then pour a generous amount of product into the roller tray. Remember, throughout the application process, to stir the product thoroughly and often. Before rolling on the first coat, use a brush to apply Rescue It Resurfacer between decking boards. Remember, if you are using Rescue It Light, it is designed for lightly worn wood with hairline cracks only. Anything larger than a hairline crack should be caulked. If using Rescue It Moderate, cracks, knots, nail or screw holes larger than 1/4 inch should be filled with caulk prior to application. Dab the product into any remaining small cracks, knots, nail or screw holes until the holes are filled. Cut in around the edges of the entire deck surface with a small brush using a short dabbing stroke. Treat all areas of the wood, including joints, edges, and ends of the board. Fully saturate a 1/2 inch nap roller in the coating by rolling back and forth in the tray. A fully loaded roller will ensure cracks are filled. By using slight and even pressure, slowly apply the product to a few boards at a time, keeping a wet edge to avoid lap marks. Some decking boards could be warped or cupped. To ensure Rescue It Resurfacer is driven into cracks, roll across the narrow width of the board as well as the length of the board in these areas. Lightly brush any product that drips between the decking boards. For a smoother appearance, you can also lightly backbrush after rolling on the coating. Allow a minimum of 6 hours for the first coat to dry. Drying times will vary depending on weather and the condition of the surface. Cut in with a light dabbing stroke around the edges of the entire deck surface. Dab the product into any cracks, nail or screw holes and knots that still need to be filled. Fully saturate the roller with the coating by rolling back and forth in the tray. By using slight and even pressure, slowly apply the product to a few boards at a time, keeping a wet edge to avoid lap marks. On the boards that may be warped or cupped, roll across the narrow width of the board as well as the length of the board, like you did on the first coating. Lightly brush any product that drips between the decking boards. Again, for a smoother appearance, you can lightly backbrush the surface after rolling. Allow the final coat to dry at least 48 hours before foot traffic and 72 hours before replacing furniture or heavy objects, such as potted plants. Cool or humid conditions require longer dry time. Premature use will cause the coating to fail. Avoid heavy use for 30 days to allow full cure to a hard finish. In just a few days, Olympic Rescue It Resurfacer and Sealant in One can simply and affordably turn your worn or weathered wood into a beautiful space. For more details, visit Olympic.com.